what to do. Welcome to the Isle of Roux. Number 62.
62, J-Roo.
The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on Mokinstis is the ancestral territory of the Siksika, said to be the Siksika, the Gaina, the Pigani, and the Amskapi Pigani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Sutuna, the Ithkabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstone. We commit to advancing reconciliation guided by truths, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands, and who now call this place home. We're very grateful to be here with you tonight. I'll let Kelly in. Hi, Kelly. Sorry. Nice. Did McGregor make that?
Ish.
I know. Like, this is...
The kids don't want AI for the poster, so he asked me if I would help him with that.
Oh, that's nice. A reimagining. A Rich Teruvian reimagining.
Sure.
That is lovely. It is funny. I like that the kids are so militant.
Well, who else is going to be?
Right. It's like, their livelihoods at stake.
Well, that, and it's just always the kids that are worried about like being
it's
proper.
Their future too, right? Like
my mom's generation when they were kids, and then they became baby boomers.
I shared the link with Theo and Zach.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yep. I'm a mess because I'm working on multiple stuff.
Yay! We're also messes for different reasons. Right?
I'm not a mess. I'm about as tight as I get. I'm not saying I'm likable or good or anything. I'm just saying, like...
This is as together as we get.
I am kind of concerned about that buzzing.
Well, that's the coffee maker. Added to the chorus.
No. Is it something that vibrates inside one of those boxes? Which sounds nefarious, but... what kind of things might be in the box? It might, like a...
I think it's like a like we live downtown, and I feel like it's like they're doing construction or something. And this is
impossible. Like... No, there's a buzzing coming.
Yeah, I can hear it. I just don't know. Richard from Illinois! How are you? How are you and Terry doing? It's so nice to see you. Look at this nice purple silk, Richard. I'm making new curtains. Purple and gold for the spring. So good to see you. Rich is very noir in his camera there. It's okay when you're drawing. It's like good contrast. I'm going to be sewing. Is it okay if I take this off? It's going to jiggle a little bit, and then I'll be done jiggling the table.
I like when you jiggle. Just a little bit.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Okay. We're going to see.
Richard's talking to us.
Good. It's good to hear.
What are you sewing, Jessica?
Oh, he's at Terry's right now. Hi, Terry, too. What am I saying?
Yeah.
The last panels of our new curtains.
How many curtains do we have?
4 currently.
14.
Oh, like not.
We threw out curtains when we shut down the gallery, hey?
Yeah. We're curtain maniacs.
I wonder if we should get your sewing machine on camera a little bit, at the very least, because it's such an interesting thing.
I don't want it to jostle the table too much.
Well, you could do it. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Is it too loud?
No, it's not a matter of loud.
Not too loud? Okay. Yeah, Richard, I have a 100-year-old singer that I've been sewing our curtains on. It is the best. There's a moment in the middle of sewing the other ones where I couldn't was trying to string it.
Yeah.
And I did it wrong, and it wasn't like going.
Yeah.
And I grabbed my other sewing machine. I was like, that's it. I don't have time to like mess around.
Yeah.
And then I did it one stitch, and then I went back and I Googled how to thread it properly, and then I did, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm going back to this. So I only used like my other sewing machine for like finishing one stitch, and then I came back to this.
Because you like this one better?
Yeah.
I see.
Also, it was really fun because I was watching Lord of the Rings obsessively on the weekend when you were here, and so it felt very Lord of the Rings mystical.
Right.
It's like a little hobbit making her.
I have a very different relationship with the Lord of the Rings than you. For some reason, I really loved The Hobbit, but didn't love the Lord of the Rings the same way you do. I like it.
Yeah.
But don't love it. Don't love it like you.
I like the magic and the world creation, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm not even too stuck to like the story itself. Though watching it again, it has a lot to do with sons redeeming their father's mistakes.
Yeah.
Every single storyline is like Aragorn is like making up for his father, and then the man in the man village is making up for his father,
right?
And the dwarf is making up for his father,
right?
Richard says, life is weird, to say the least, in the U.S. We will watch you on TV. Oh, that is wonderful.
Oh my goodness, life must be weird for you right now.
We're just happy you guys are like still
safe.
Doing your thing and safe.
Ish.
Yeah.
And uncles?
And uncles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess uncles too. What do you mean? Like
I'm just waiting for you to piece it together.
Oh, Bilbo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, and uncles.
Uncle.
Male, I guess male figures.
Right.
The new generation.
Are there no like female stories that go like that?
No, Arwen is like a cool character, and she's pretty, and she's strong, and she gives up her immortality for love, so that's pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not like healing a curse or like a generational curse.
Right.
And I guess in the Hobbit movies, there's the elf. I can't remember her name, like Letitia or something. She's very strong, but oh yeah, and she actually also is in love with a dwarf, not a elf. So there's a consistency of elf women falling in love with non-elves,
Elves, yeah.
and then men healing generational pains. There's a Tolkienian patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So Bilbo Baggins' mom was a Took, Belladonna Took,
Belladonna Took, yep.
and then his dad was a Baggins.
Baggins is, yeah. I got news for you. I'm not really black and white.
I hope there's like a whole generation of people that learned to like sword fight and fence with their left hand so they could use that line. Like really, that's what Felix should be doing in this fencing class.
Right.
Practicing left-handed just so he can drop in Indigo Montoya's line. Oh, watch it on the big screen. Nice. So Rich is working on a poster for the play at their school, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Who's that? Who's it?
Oh, Bobby. He was talking about the female warrior Lilith. And he said he went to see Sarah McLachlan and he watched the documentary. Oh, yeah. Listening to female music from the late 90s.
Right now?
Just in general, recently, I think he's saying.
Bobby. I love that Bobby like texts us during the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
None of this like shyness. There's no shyness there.
Oh, Richard was asking, what play are you guys doing? Talk about the school play.
Well, it's nothing like you'd think because my friend Kevin, the drama/band teacher, writes his own plays. So this particular play is going to be a little something based off of, I believe, part Ocean's 11. If Ocean's 11 was reimagined as Dungeons and Dragons.
Like a magic heist movie.
Mm-hmm.
Play. Very cool. It's pretty darn fun.
Kevin's pretty particular because he writes his own plays. He's also super judgmental of the other teachers that don't write their own plays, which I can just imagine being in a meeting with him, like people with families and things that are like, no, not going to write my own plays, Kevin.
Doesn't even look at them in the face.
Like I just think like it's cute that he's so passionate.
He is very passionate.
But it's unlike anybody but him is going to do that.
Oh, I even got nice purple thread in my machine. Kind of a surrealist play.
What's that?
He said kind of a surrealist play?
Yeah, for sure. Undoubtedly.
Indubitably. I will say one thing that I really love about teaching junior high is being able to introduce a lot of these really cool movements to kids that might not have heard of them before. So this one girl always has these beautiful concepts in her pieces and like very dreamlike. And I was like, man, have you ever seen like you've seen surrealist painters, right? Like, and she's seen Dolly and she's seen, but she did like so I got to just the idea of being able to show someone this magic for the first time is a pretty wonderful thing.
Yeah. So whenever I meet a kid that's kind of like, and there's a bit of a pattern that like a lot of times the dancers that are in dance for 9 hours a week come into art class and don't want to do any drawing. It's like they're interested in the arts, but they're doing a different limb of the arts.
Yeah.
And so there's often a real kind of hesitation to come in and embed themselves in something like visual arts.
Right.
And I always get them out Degas.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because then too, like because they're
And I'll usually say something like, "Want to see your new favorite painter?"
nice. I love that.
They're like, "I don't have an old favorite painter." I'm like, "But you do.
Yeah.
He is also your new favorite painter. He is Degas."
He is Degas.
And then they often find the sculpture first.
Oh, nice.
I tell them that Degas wasn't even a sculptor. He just had sculptures to work from.
Right.
And they were all wax sculptures. And then so after he died, they literally, because you melt the wax out to turn it into a bronze sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these bronze Degas sculptures that shouldn't exist because they were made after he died.
Oh, like they were maquettes for his paintings and they just
and then after he died, they turned them into bronze. And then on top of that, you can kind of tell from the tone of the model in the paintings or in the sculpture, sorry, that she was not having it that day. So you have this kid who's just like does not want to be standing still for a modeling session,
right?
And so there's like layers of like consent, right? Because all the fussy art people think it's totally okay. Oh, well, they'll say things like, well, back then that young lady might not have eaten that day. It's like, that sounds like you have no problem buying Nike products. You know what I mean? Like you're making excuses because it suits you. I'm not a big fan of when the past becomes your excuse for bad behavior. I heard on CBC that the Vatican was giving back a bunch of
oh wow
Canadian art pieces.
Oh, interesting.
And it might set a precedent for other pieces to be given back.
Returned colonizing.
Yeah.
Returned colonizer work. Wow, that's nice.
It is.
It's Oh, Richard said, I respect you both for teaching. Very important.
Hasn't killed me yet.
This new pope is.
Ooh, can you imagine
doing a
Richard
lot of
as a
stuff.
teacher?
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
That is a lost opportunity.
Yeah.
Richard, you should have been a teacher.
Honestly.
We spent a weekend at your house and learned more.
Yeah.
Really, Richard should be teaching at a university.
Totally.
Maybe even at the University of Life.
No. I like how the conversation comes up. No.
Richard and I share a tendency for impulsivity. And I would think that as teachers, Richard would likely fall into some of the traps that I used to fall into. Being highly excitable and very impulsive.
It is definitely.
Now, I don't know if you're as impulsive as me, right?
Yeah.
However, your tendency would be like being emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. My impulsivity is.
So, like, you might
yeah,
have
Richard said I couldn't deal with the system. Yeah. Yeah, my impulsivity is emotional impulsivity.
Right. So, like, as much as I sometimes make questionable decisions, you sometimes go into like emotional mode.
I cry mostly every year.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like this year.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's disassociation or like safe bubble.
It is disassociation.
Yeah. It's both good. And I feel like a little safer and I feel like a little bit more constant.
Yeah, because really we're done.
Yeah.
We're done with this shit.
Yeah, really.
And so before you kind of like have a mixed feeling of like, I have so many things on my plate.
Yeah.
There's no way to get them done. I want to do a good job. I don't want to get fired. And now you're like, bring it. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, Richard, it's hard when you're a sensitive being and you're around, like, even just being around that many humans that have that many, like, they have their own worlds and their own sensitivities.
It's also the number of conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're talking all day.
Nonstop.
And people aren't listening all day.
Yeah.
And if you can imagine, like, the kids in your class that get 90%. Are only hearing 9 out of 10 words as well. So, like, they might be getting 90 out of 100 questions on the exams, but they're also hearing 9 out of 10 things you say.
Yeah.
If they're really smart, they'll fill in the blanks better. Like,
yeah, inferencing will be.
I remember saying to a teacher, there was a gentleness in the way she carried herself. And she heard me say there was genitals.
Oh my God.
In the way she carried herself.
And the teacher. That was a teacher.
It was a teacher, but she's also like intuitive enough to stop and think.
You wouldn't have said that.
I feel like I'm missing part of this communication. So she asked me, like, why are you talking about my genitals? I was like, gentleness. Why are you talking about your genitals? And it goes both ways, right? Because I was like mortified that she brought up her genitals.
Right. And why your genitals? Oh my God. LOL.
So we each had a big piece of get over yourself cake, and then but definitely those are pervasive and ongoing things that you're throughout the day, and like even just half finished ideas.
Yeah.
I had a young lady in my class that cut a large portion of her painting off, and they're like kind of really reoccurring symbols and situations you see. So when you see a painting with the bottom corner cut off, it really speaks to, I didn't feel like finishing this, more than it felt like this painting needed to be missing a diagonal chunk off the page, right?
Right.
And so when she pulled that corner of her page off, my face read as
What BF?
no, like disappointment, but
Yeah.
not in
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
Not at all in her.
Like
but
sad for her.
like
almost.
I didn't get a chance to tell
Yeah.
you not to do that.
Yeah.
I really wish I had a chance to tell you not to do that, because now it's done and I can't undo it. And I think that was kind of like the thought I had is, oh crap, I can't undo that. So I was kind of trying to talk to her about how she could fix it so we could include the piece in the show. She was only hearing me say that her piece couldn't be in the show because it wasn't what she thought I wanted. I was like, I don't have an opinion on what I want. It's just that it would be a lot better if you hadn't cut this portion off.
Yeah. Oh.
So that was unfortunate.
Right. So you think of all the kids you're dealing with all the time.
It was one of my favorite kids, and I was one of her favorite teachers.
So it hurts even.
And the
worse.
conversation still went so badly. And
yep. Just like it's bound to happen with that many like conversations.
it happens with that many conversations, is that you cannot avoid.
It's not like something to work on with like communication skills. It's like
You will run into miscommunications. And I didn't communicate anything. I didn't say anything. She just read on my face that I wished I'd done that differently.
Yeah.
And she took it as I wish she'd done it differently. Yeah. Needs to dry a bit.
She's definitely doubling out fate, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, Richard said he's too self-critical.
Richard, what time is it where you are? We are at 7:30 where we are. Was Richard able to answer?
He said, oh, he was talking about I lack good communication skills with words.
I know you're a poet.
Yeah.
But I also know that you probably have the same, like I said before, impulsivity that I have. And so it's not that you're not good with your words.
8:30.
I'm just struggling with that noise.
It does sound like a freezer.
We will have to record the audio book version of Silent Reader soon.
Oh, yeah. That's exciting.
And I think we recorded the good copy here or at the studio. I know I did it twice.
We did it at the gallery, I think.
I know I did it at the gallery. I'm trying to remember where the finished copy came from. I think the finished copy might have been here.
Oh.
I love the confidence you answer me questions when you.
Well,
really...
I just earnestly thought we did it at the.
I'm telling you, we 100% did it at the gallery.
Yeah. No, I know.
But we also did it twice. And what I kind of remember was the gallery was where it didn't work. I think the second time I did it here, but I think I was probably struggling with that same buzz. You don't really hear a buzz in your house until you try and record an audiobook.
For Audible.
And you never see the light leak in until you start your dark room.
Dark room.
And I was so nervous about my reading until Audible got back and said the reading was fine. It was just that there was an ambient noise we had to fix.
And you, with your infinite optimism, you're like, oh, I'd love to do it a second time.
It wasn't that. It was that I started getting the knack for reading. as I finished it the second time. So I think the first half of the book wasn't as good as the second half.
Oh, nice.
I was just willing to.
It'll be really fun to get Felix doing it. Like, I know
It might be fun.
I was gonna say
It might be awful.
Lori has her space set up and it's far out of town. And I wonder if like being in a different space would give you and him and me that space to like
Well, I had a similar thought, but it was more like I wonder if I should just put Felix in Lori's hands and let Lori direct him.
Yeah.
That way, if things aren't correct and he has to do them twice, she'd be telling him.
And then it means a lot more coming from.
Well, it's not like
not more, but you know.
Dad, why can't I just do it this way? And she'd be like, because we're not paying you if you don't do it right.
Yeah. Just having that like third party is. Very interesting.
Watching some Paul Newman movies.
And listening to his book.
Quite liked rewatching The Hustler.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't love The Color of Money as much.
Different time frame, eh?
Well, I also don't think I saw The Color of Money. I remember my parents went and saw it at the theaters. I think they wanted me to go. And I think I wanted to see something else.
That's fair. Richard said that's true about the light and the noise. Seems like the mic picks up background in videos. Yeah, in videos too.
Did we send photos to Richard?
Oh, Richard. I don't think we have sent you a black and white print yet. We will send you and Terry. We will choose a nice one. Hey?
Did we send paintings? It looked like Richard was thanking us for something. I just glanced by.
Oh, did we send you a photo? Like a black and white print? He said yes. Was that to the prints?
I wonder, does Illinois have daylight savings time?
Oh, on Messenger.
Oh, well, we're going to send you some 8x10s.
Yeah.
We will send you the real deal. Because in fairness, for the amount of photos that we've been taking, finding places for them to go.
Oh, I would like to write a poem and type one out for him too on one of the ones I've been keeping.
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, we built a whole dark room. I was kind of writing about that in my self-reflection for school. So I asked the kids to write self-reflections. And they'll write 4 or 5 pages.
Yeah.
But they write 4 or 5 pages because I'll write like 19 pages.
Yeah.
And I also tell them I'm 150. So when I'm writing my reflection, I'm asking them to write about things that are new. I don't want to hear about the things they did in grade 4.
Yeah.
Or the things they are comfortable with that they've done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I want to hear what they did this semester that was new. And so the promise I make is that I will in turn write pages of information about what I did that was new.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my new stuff this time was about the dark room.
Oh, nice. He took a class in college.
Photography?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the dark room's been like in the strike, it was October.
Yeah.
I ordered my Leica and I thought it might be Easter by the time I saved up for a lens. Remember that part?
Mm-hmm.
And it so happened that when I ordered my Leica, there was an opportunity to order like kind of a a bit of a bummer lens, like the lens that nobody would want, but something I could at least sort of practice with until I could save up for a lens.
Right.
And I got an amazing lens for $200. So
That was crazy.
I got the lens and the Leica for less than I expected to spend on the Leica. And then I got it in my head that we might start developing. You're so funny because you know I'm going to buy all this stuff and start doing it. And you still like, oh, I don't know, maybe next year.
I ask you to lie to me and then you do, and I'm like,
I do 100%.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
then I can like stomach it. Then I can like come up like digest the idea.
Right. If it makes you feel anybody better, I'm about to start collecting my what?
Keep talking.
I'm about to start collecting my color film to develop myself next summer.
I just realized something.
What?
I cut a section off of that purple to get the loop
Purple.
fabric.
Yeah.
What would bother you more? One being a different length, or would it bother you if one was a different length? Because I have enough.
What are my options here?
I can either cut it right.
You said or and then you stopped.
I know. I didn't really have a
It wasn't really an option.
one or the other. Like the same.
What are you saying?
Same length or different length?
What are the options?
Same length or different length?
I absolutely have no reason to say why I wouldn't want the curtains to be the same length. So I'm confused about what you're asking me.
Well, I'm gonna have to take this off and like hold it up against that one.
Yeah, make them the same length.
Okay.
God. Did you say the F word? Did you F word at me?
Not at you. I did not thumb my thumb at you. Bite my thumb at you.
I had a fight with one of my kids
But I did
2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to class and his eyes were cast down. And I just wasn't having it. I was like, listen, man, we're going to have a talk. I was like, I am not mad at you, but I cannot stomach you not being able to look me in the eye.
Oh.
So I'm going to insist that you believe that I'm not mad at you. He's a pretty great kid. I don't tell every kid I love him, but he's like, I love you too, Mr. Tabor. I go, you do not have to. He started to apologize, like, you never have to apologize to me. But you do have to be able to look me in the eye when you come to class. And there is no thing you can do.
Look, Richard, I'm working on this sewing machine.
You're like that kid in grade 4 is like, I can lift 3 chairs. Look.
Yeah.
Look, I can lift 3 chairs.
100% of that kid. I'm just hemming a curtain right now out of that silk. And then I realized I cut a section off.
Wait, are you now telling everybody the thing you weren't going to tell me?
Well, no, I said it already.
Okay.
I cut a section off of that one. I said it already.
You're pretending you said it already.
No, I did. You can roll the film back.
I will. And I'll be right. And there'll be no joy in it because you
No.
know I don't like to, I told you so.
I told you.
But I tell you something, if I did enjoy I told you so, I'd be like a world champion married to you.
If anyone's watching, can you roll it back? And I already said what I want to say about the fabric. That's why I was asking about the lengths.
What?
I cut a section off to make the loops.
Right.
And then I didn't off of this one.
Why don't you cut it off both and then use a different color on the bottom of both? And then they can be the same length.
No, I haven't.
That's not a great idea.
No, because this one would be longer because I didn't cut the section off. That's all.
But then cut it off.
I can. I just have to lay it on.
Put a different color on both of them.
No, I don't want to add.
Are we by any chance staying up late tonight?
I would not like to.
Okay.
Why?
Kind of want to watch the Towering Inferno.
Ava Gardner?
Is she in it?
No, I thought it was, but that's in another burning building movie.
Yeah. Who is in Towering Inferno?
Hi, Terry. We can put it on while we take stuff down.
Where's the fun in that?
Oh,
What? Is she in it?
Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, Faye Dunaway.
What's the dancer again? Was it Gene Kelly? No.
Grace Kelly.
No.
What are you asking? In Mugambo?
No. In the Tower Inferno.
I don't know. How would I know who the dancer is?
That would be Fred Astaire right there.
Oh, you said it. I thought you were talking about a girl. Sorry.
No.
Fred Astaire.
He was a hustler. He hustled.
Richard Chamberlain. O.J. Simpson. Robert Vaughn.
Robert Vaughn. I wonder if Robert Vaughn had like any swag ever. Because he always kind of plays like a swaggerless fella. Why is my table so light? Okay. So
Elizabeth Rogers. They have a Star Trek picture.
right.
Oh, they have daylight savings time.
I love it. I love the daylight saving time.
Yeah.
You're a lot closer to the equator though than us.
Yeah.
So what are your hours with the daylight savings? In the winter, it gets dark at 5 o'clock here. In the summer, it gets dark at 10 o'clock. Everybody complains about daylight savings, but I think a lot of people don't really understand how it works, because the real reason we have daylight savings is just that the sun doesn't come up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Because then kids would be driving or taking their kids. I don't know what just happened. Kids would be going to school at 2 or 3 hours before the sun comes up. And that's just a bad idea. Sometimes, like, even adults with kids don't care about stuff like that when they should. Don't run over the children. Okay, I'm out of ideas. What should I paint? Should I take another stab at Mr. McGregor's poster, or?
That's funny. Bobby was commenting. I missed these all. Bobby was commenting on there too. I miss you guys. I have an open relationship with the Lord of the Rings.
Open relationship? Does that mean like he can love other movies?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that. (80°F) is like, so is that below body temperature? We're Canadian, so we only understand, well, I guess we probably understand Fahrenheit a little bit. Do you?
Yeah, I think 90 is 30. So 80 is
98 degrees. Your favorite band?
No, I was older than that.
Oh.
No.
You took that way too seriously.
I know.
I don't think I know what 98 degrees is. Was Justin Timberlake in 98 degrees?
No.
What was he in?
Justin Timberlake was in NSYNC. 26. 80 degrees is 26.
Oh, that's nice.
That's beautiful. What the heck? That's beautiful.
So that's a no on the Towering Inferno.
No, we can watch it.
I mean, we're not going to watch it on the weekend.
Yeah, let's watch it.
All we were watching now is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's so funny. I never liked Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Yeah,
and I never watched Buffy.
yeah.
I know that's like a non, like if I'm a '90s lady, I should have liked that.
Right,
And I like witchy stuff.
right.
I just didn't like her. But now I like watching with Felix because he thinks it's funny. So.
Right, but do you like her?
No. I can't.
She's kind of a bimbo.
Yeah. Hi, Terry. Terry's talking to us too. Yay.
I didn't, in fairness, I didn't like Buffy the Vampire Slayer either, but I saw all of them because it was my sister's favorite show.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't judging you. I was like, is interesting relationship.
And she was going through a breakup. So, with Aaron, actually, our photographer. And so I used to go over to her house and I'd bring my sister ice cream sandwiches just to make sure she was still interacting with the world.
That's cute.
And she liked to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I remember just being really like freaked out that like when the last episode came on, she'd been watching this show for like 7 years. Like, dude, you've been watching this show for like 7 years, and then it's not going to be on anymore. And that was just mind-boggling to me that you could have like she did nothing on Thursdays for almost a decade because she would always watch that show.
Yeah.
And like I have no frame of reference to that. I remember. The opposite of that was Terry used to really watch a lot of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Which sounded great to me. I was like, yeah, I'd love to watch Simpsons. But because I did something at night, I remember thinking like I would watch Simpsons next year in reruns kind of thing. Or I would also think I would watch Simpsons. I guess I was waiting for it to come out. There must have been, I don't know if at that time you could watch whole seasons, like binge watch TV shows on DVD.
Right.
But I think by the 90s you could, right? Like
on
by about
VHS.
1994, you could go to Blockbuster and rent an entire season of, well, I know you could rent Smallville. So I must have been thinking there was a point there where I just thought, well, what I'm going to do is if I wait long enough, I'll be able to
Sorry?
watch all of The Simpsons at once. And then some time passed.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I realized there's like 33 years of The Simpsons that I haven't seen. And I think like to calculate how long it would take to watch the whole run of The Simpsons is like, it would take like 6 months.
Too much.
Like full time, all day, doing nothing but watching The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I can't watch 32 episodes of The Simpsons. It's not possible. So like, I just don't get to see it. Like there's never going to be a point where I know all the things that happened on The Simpsons.
Right.
What are some things that happened? You've seen The Simpsons?
Some, yeah.
See, and I like, even if it was on, I would have been like avoiding watching it, thinking this is going to be so great when I get around to it. Little did I know I would retire and still not having seen The Simpsons be like begrudging my life for getting in the way of cartoons.
That's funny.
Well, and it is funny because I wanted to be an animator, right? So I had a completely different relationship with The Simpsons than you. I was like, I could be on this show. I could be doing this. This is my,
Yeah.
Like, how many times did you go to the theaters to watch a National Film Board film festival?
Never.
Never. Well, I went all the time.
Aww.
I would travel for such events.
Aww.
So cartoons and animation was really a big part of my life. And the fact that they were making this funny show that was like groundbreaking and brilliant was a really huge temptation for me. And then I didn't see it. So I guess that's a pretty first world problem, be sitting here whining about not seeing The Simpsons. You know, somebody with real problems is just like hard judging me right now.
Well, I started it by saying it's weird that I never saw Buffy. So it's like,
Right.
We're not saying like.
You and I were saying totally different things. Here's what you're saying about you never saw Buffy. And I'm going to tell whatever audience is with us your deepest, darkest secret.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Rich.
Jessica is prejudiced against blonde people. You are.
I'm going to get canceled.
Yeah, by blonde people. Yeah. You're better now.
I am.
You're a little more accepting.
I'm trying to be a little bit more open in my life.
Right, but initially there was issues. You were also prejudiced against transit when I met you.
Transit.
I was like, oh, we could jump on the train. You're like, I don't city transit. And I was like,
Oh man.
I just remember thinking there'd be a lot of waiting for you as I got off the train and you were struggling to get to wherever you needed to be. I just remember being like, there's going to be a lot of time misspent if you don't use transit.
I'm just hoofing it everywhere.
You weren't huffing it either.
I'm just kidding.
But you've never Ubered.
No, I don't know how to Uber. I call cabs still if I need to.
Right. Do they still make cabs?
2999999.
Right. And you were 100% one of those people that's lucky that you made it home in the cabs.
Yeah, that wasn't even a consideration when I was taking cabs. I think cabs are like struggling to keep up with the Ubers, so I think it's like pretty safe. Do you think?
I don't know. I've never taken a cab.
Yeah, you have with me.
Yeah, but I've never taken a cab.
Oh.
Do you know that about me?
No.
That's not entirely true. I took a cab once to the airport when I was about 20.
Yeah.
I used to fly out student standby to Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
and I just had this idea to go to Vancouver. My flight was leaving in like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the first and only cab I ever took. You ready for the story? It's kind of ugly.
No, what happened?
I called 2 cabs, and I got on the first one that got there because I needed a cab right away.
Yeah, you were in a time crunch.
So I called 2 cabs. I didn't even think about the other cab when I got there. Also, I would have paid cash. Which is like, I have a credit card, but I never use it.
Mm.
And so, like, sometimes I panic because we go everywhere together.
Yeah.
But there are times I panic that I'm going to have to pay for parking when I go somewhere because I just don't credit card.
Yeah, but you still not have one. Now at least you have.
Well, because I didn't want to have a credit card for 2 weeks and then ended up with a bunch of new stereos and mafia after me or something. Collections agencies.
That suck.
Because I'm impulsive.
Oh, I was going to put more hot water on. I'll do this. Hem and then
Hemming.
put more water.
Yeah, I do have a credit card. I just don't use it. Ever. Which is shitty when I do need it. Because I also don't know how to use it. What's happening?
I don't know. I just heard a buzz and I don't know where it was from.
Oh. Probably somebody just saying, don't be such a dumbass. To me, check my phone. Yeah, and when I worked at, I had a small advertising agency.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I thought that was you.
no. I used to work for this company that did t-shirts. So I worked specifically for a fashion designer.
Mm-hmm.
And every day I had to go and get about $80 worth of printing. And all the way through university, they're always offering you credit cards up the wazoo.
Yeah.
Only I didn't want a credit card because, well, and this is my thing with credit cards, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't more money coming next month.
No, it's the same every month.
Like, I didn't have any money and I wasn't going to have any money. So
Mm-hmm.
credit cards, I think, make more sense if there's going to be a point where you can pay back your credit.
Yeah.
So all the way through art school, I declined all the credit cards. And then I got out of art school and I needed a credit card to run my business.
Right.
Only I couldn't get one because I had no credit. And that's what was happening was I kept applying for credit cards. And every time you apply for a credit card, you damage your credit. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, so every time I got rejected by a credit card, it became harder to get a credit card. So I was getting rejected, and I was making like a lot of money at the time. I kind of went from like making like minimum wage to making $27 an hour for this company that did. They kind of did like fast fashion for t-shirts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was walking around with these wads of cash in my pocket. Oh yeah, and guess where I lived? Victoria Park. And every day I'd be walking through Victoria Park with several $100s in my pocket. And I was sure I was going to get pulled over by the fuzz. They would want to know why I was walking around Vic Park with so much money in my pocket. And then I figured I was going to get sent to Jones School.
That's funny.
Really kind of wasn't. Really wasn't funny.
And it's also funny where our heads go because you're like talking about having money in your pocket in Vic Park. I was like, oh man, I would get rolled. And you're like, I would get pulled over by the cops.
100%. 100% I would get pulled over by the cops. But also, back then, that was where people would go looking for that kind of trouble.
Yeah.
And so, where I did business classes on around, I want to say, 13th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
That was a regular spot. And so you'd kind of go around the block to get home because you didn't want to have to interact with people that were going to harass you for work. And on warm nights, that block would spread out all the way down to my block, and there were steps on my apartment. I lived in that building that's like the last building that didn't get demolished. And so there was a stoop out front, and I always wanted a stoop like that because I imagined being like me and my boys sitting on the stoop and like, you know, hanging out and being like those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the working people would sit and hang out on my stoop when it was really warm outside. And that meant when it was about 40 degrees outside, I either had to sleep with my window closed or I would go to bed listening to the stories of the night. And I was really quite innocent and naive and worried about what might happen to my subconscious if I went to sleep listening to the stories of the night.
It's pretty cute.
Right? It's a rough life. It's, you know. Can you pass me that paper towel?
You are a sweet, sweet thing.
Also, in that day, there was a lecture you would always get from these like kind of grizzly guys that would always pull you aside and give you a lecture about which side your girlfriend had to walk on, or else it meant she was a working girl. And it's like a power play, like, let me tell you something, buddy. Around here, if you have your lady on your right hand side, then that means this and this and this. And I was like, no, it doesn't mean that.
Oh, it doesn't.
Stop trying to be a hero. And it's gotten worse because now I'm deaf in my right ear.
Right.
And so I keep expecting that lecture.
Aww.
And I'd be like, I can't even hear in my left ear, so shut up. But the British had a thing for which side of the street you would walk your date on. And that had to do with people throwing pots of urine out the window.
Yeah, that's different. Here, pause game.
Pause
Richard
game.
asked,
What?
enjoying watching the art development. Is this piece spontaneous?
Yes. It is loaded with the spontaneity.
That's so nice.
In fact, I have put no thought into this. It's 100% spontaneous. You know what I just wondered?
What?
Well, Richard is from Illinois.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of American TV here, right?
Yeah.
So we would know a lot of the things that Richard knows when it comes to like jazz and just pop culture references.
Yeah.
But then when he said spontaneous, I thought of the jazz musician Pete Fontaine, who I think is a Canadian trumpet player.
Oh,
is that correct? Or was it like, did Pete Fontaine play the trumpet, or did Pete Fontaine play like an accordion or something?
Trumpet.
Sure. Okay.
I
But
just don't know. Didn't know.
there's a very good chance that Pete Fontaine, as ubiquitous it is in every record donation pile we've ever found,
Right.
might not even exist in America.
Aha.
So I just like the way Pete Fontaine rolls off the tongue.
Pete Fontaine.
Pete Fontaine. But
Ray LaMontagne.
right. But I wonder if the people in America have ever heard of Pete Fontaine. I'm going to mail this painting to Richard and Terry. I guess we met Richard first and Terry after.
Yeah.
But I do still often use Richard in place of Richard and Terry.
Right.
And I wouldn't ever want Terry to feel left out.
Right.
Only that, like, I see two people in my head when I say Richard.
Right. Like when people talk to you, they're expecting the two of us to show up, or same if they invite me.
Right. Or else they're in for a surprise. Well, you don't know me very well, do you?
Oh, you will be surprised.
I think I'm pretty good at, like, one thing, though, is, like, couples gossip. Right?
Mm.
And a lot of times people will say something to me and tell me it's a secret. And then they just assume that you know, because couples tell each other everything.
Honestly.
But what they don't recognize with me is the level of autism means if you say it's a secret, I probably won't tell anybody.
What?
Even you.
Not even.
Well, because it's a secret.
Not
This is the other thing that I don't really understand about secrets, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
When people have secrets, like if I have a secret, nobody's going to tell my secret because it's a secret. Right? If somebody knows my secret, it's because I flippin' told them.
And it's not actually a secret.
Yeah. And then it's our secret. If it's my secret, nobody knows and it's not getting out.
Right.
If it's your secret, do you ever tell me secrets?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
I can't see online.
Okay, come whisper in my ear. Be very careful though, because the mics are very, very perceptive.
I have to think of the last one I told you.
You told me.
Oh, no, I can't whisper it online.
Okay. Whisper me a secret.
Hmm?
Whisper me a secret. See, you never tell me secrets either. Oh, that was a secret, right? And like you should tell somebody that secret. That's
Richard
like
says he is familiar with Pete Fontaine.
Really? I wonder if Pete Fontaine's even Canadian then.
Richard, look at this velvet. It's embroidered and sequined. It's from New Delhi. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You can do what you need to do.
Oh my God. 2 panels of this? How lucky are we?
So lucky.
So beautiful. This one I don't have to cut. I did use a different, the satin for the loops at the top.
So, we will not be taking an American road trip this year. We love Americans.
Yes, we love you, Richard.
But we're not going there. And we were going to take a trip to Vancouver because I just took a school trip to Vancouver. And what happens is I end up seeing all this beautiful stuff that I want to share with my wife. And so we probably will take a trip to Vancouver.
Yeah.
But then Felix wants to go to camp. And so there is a slight chance that we might go to England this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Which would make for a very interesting live broadcast. And then
train.
we'd have to do it at like 4 a.m, which would be fun.
Which would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, it is so beautiful. Velvet. What I did was I a new company was showing up on my feed, and I was like, let's see. So I ordered just one purple and one kind of like golden yellow embroidered piece, just to see the quality and like the size and stuff. And then when I realized it was so beautiful, I ordered the exact same.
What other things would you make out of velvet if you were making?
I have a velvet skirt that I made.
A velvet vest would be nice, like that.
Oh. It's funny because they name the fabrics things that you could make out of it.
Yeah, what's that called?
Like funny?
Yellow curtain?
No, there's like 8 words that are always like, I'll try to find the website. Oh, so nice purses. Oh my gosh. I love how many ceramics artists are on my feed right now.
Yeah?
Yeah. It is so much fun.
Why do you think ceramics is a tough sell? Why does ceramics work go for... Why is it so undervalued when it comes to like the price of things?
Ceramics and fiber art. Do you wanna...
Is fiber art always that way though?
Yep.
Like if you make like clothes, can't those go for like lots of money?
If you get into like a high end,
that's kind of what I was telling my class today about like money and things is that, like, when it's something like fiber or ceramics, like, it's either no money at all or all the money, right? Like,
Yeah.
there are those people that do like clay monsters for like $8,000.
Yeah.
And people line up and have to like get permission, and they can't even like apply until they like have to win a lottery to buy what, like, you know what I mean? The clay monsters.
Yeah, I do.
Are having a moment. And like, to be honest, those would be relatively easy to make.
You make clay monsters all the time.
Yeah, I'm saying.
This was called Indian embroidered velvet fabric, by the yard, dresses, making, sewing, do-it-yourself crafting, wedding, costumes, blazers, bags, table, runner, quilting.
I'm going to burst your bubble.
Yeah.
That's not a name. That's a description.
It's
How's
golden.
your bubble doing? It's burst. It's burst wide open. This is so satisfying. This is why these are so expensive. It is nice paper. Mm-hmm. It's also really fun to bust the wax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Richard, hand-woven clothing takes a lot of time.
Very, very undervalued.
Yeah.
Is it a feminist issue?
That's what I was alluding to.
Oh, when?
When I said, well, ceramics and fiber art, because it's generally, but that's, I don't know if it's more the hand making or if it's more the feminist issue.
Well, here's a feminist issue I have, is that you can't go into the woods room at my school without your safety goggles.
Right.
Like, it's forbidden to cross that boundary. You don't go in.
Yeah.
Without, even if nothing's happening, you put the safety goggles on no matter what.
Brocade.
But then in the
I didn't even look at the brocades.
Sewing room.
Yeah.
And I happen to know, because I live with somebody that does a lot of sewing, that I can just walk into the living room at any given time, be impaled by a needle you left on the floor.
I'll find one like a week later, like, hey.
I love the way you're like, oh, look at that. That's funny. It's like, no, that's not funny. Oh, look how I almost killed you.
A needle in the foot would not kill you.
Not even a nail.
It would be ouchy.
Not even a nail would kill me.
Exactly. Not even a tetanus nail would kill you.
Yeah. Those Jamaican tetanus nails were scary. Somebody gave us a bunch of flats that came from Jamaica, and it just had like, I don't know if it was rum or cheese or whatever traveled on these flats. They were the most contaminated wood flats I'd ever seen. And I had an opportunity to take them apart and reuse the wood. But it was some dodgy business, I tell you. And then while I was taking them apart, I could have been wearing, like, safety boots. Only it was my own art gallery, so I did whatever I wanted. And then there I was in my Converse sneakers, and I stepped over a pile of stuff to get to where I wanted to be. And I stepped hard onto a piece of wood, a plank of wood that was laying flat with an upright nail sticking out of it. And the nail stuck into my foot in a jaunty manner that was interesting, because when I lifted my foot up, the board came up with the foot.
No.
Yeah, I told you that. And it was like I had to shake the board to try and get it off my foot, because the nail had entered my foot and was probably attached to the bone. And it didn't shake off. So then I ended up having to put my foot back down on the ground and step on the board so I could lift my foot off of the foot that had been impaled on the nail. And then I didn't want to look at it because it felt gross. I knew it was bad, but I didn't want to look at it. So I just kept dismantling flats. You were at your mom's house, so then eventually you came home And we tidied up the gallery and kind of came home and we're doing stuff. And then you were tired. You were about to go to bed. I was like, hey, can you just look at a thing for me? And you're like, what kind of thing? I go, just not a big thing, but can you just take a peek at something? And you're like, yeah, I'd love to. And then so I said, well, can you pull my sock off for me? And I was just laying on the bed and you kind of pulled the sock off and the blood had congealed.
Coagulated?
Yeah. And is that the right word? I said
Congealed, yeah.
Okay. The blood had congealed and essentially glued the sock onto my foot.
There's tape, I think.
No, I did not.
There was no
tape. It was the sock had like become
part of your foot.
Well, just solidified, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a number of things you had to say about like me not being thoughtful of your time, and
no.
Then you're like, well, when was the last time you had a tetanus shot? I'm like, don't worry, I had my tetanus shot. You're like, when did you have your tetanus shot? I'm like, I was in grade 8, like everybody else. You're like, I think you need a more recent tetanus shot than grade 8. Which I did because we went to the hospital.
We made a trip to the Sheldon Schumer.
Yeah, the nurse was very judgmental about my keeping up with my shots.
But you don't until you do stuff on a nail.
Yeah, who's gonna? And then
those colors are so beautiful.
I know, I hardly have to do any work. What was I saying?
The nurse was very judgy.
Yeah, and then he wanted to punish me and give me a painful needle.
He's like, oh, this is going to hurt.
He said, like, I'm not even going to try to make this not hurt. And little did he know that I had all kinds of nerve damage. Yeah, it's true. And also, we have a weird sense of, like, what's okay for safety when it comes to sewing. Yeah. And cooking, really.
True. Oh my God, this sews so beautifully through anything.
How is it that they came up with newer and better sewing machines that don't work as well as your year-old?
The little Sears one that I bought, I had to go out of my way to buy one that didn't have a computer in it. So even that one was like very like old school in that process of buying a new sewing machine that was not new. Yeah. And then like you said, how did they go out of their way to make a sewing machine
so much worse
that is like not as reliable? The one I have is very good, but like I just hear like horror stories of people that like go to sew something and it doesn't work. It's like because there's so many things to go wrong. This good old Henry, he just greased it, just brand new.
Yeah. How did this go off screen?
It switched like as you moved.
Maybe I leaned on it.
Did you see my elephant dress? Rich got it for me from Vancouver.
In Vancouver. Terry and Richard, have you ever been to Vancouver? That would be a fun trip for us all to take together.
Oh, man. That would be like a far trip for them.
Well, they could fly here.
Yeah, that's true.
And we could all drive down together.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun. Rich
loves to caravan.
Yeah. You really are a caravaner.
I know. I was trying to get your family to come on trips with this as well.
They always just like laugh.
They're like, no.
Under their breath. Like,
no.
Not ouch. My nail broke and now it's catching on everything.
What happened?
I busted a nail and now it's like catching on everything. So I feel like I should go fix that. Gosh, I'm getting so much done. This is so nice sitting and talking with you.
Yeah.
With y'all. I do like being able to get dressed for the Isle of Roux because this is an imagination station. I don't need to go outside and I can just wear whatever I want, even if it's cold outside.
Right.
That is fun.
Because sometimes walking home from Rumble House was a bit of a grind too,
yeah,
right?
It was very cold some nights. I tried to dress up and do different things.
I sort of feel like our time there was like often. I don't actually ever remember being cold walking home from Rumble House.
I remember you going, if you walk slower, you won't be as cold because your legs won't be touching your pants.
You know where I learned that?
The Inuit?
From CBC.
Yeah.
They went to the far north and they asked the elders the best way to move in the cold.
And they said, I'm cold. I don't believe you. And I was trying to pressure you to walk faster. Every time.
You're right.
I remember.
But I wasn't cold.
I remember
You were
that.
cold.
I'm just always cold.
Mm-hmm.
Until like June 11th.
Right. Right before you start complaining about being hot.
I never ever complain about heat. Take it back. Oh, sometimes I complain about sweating.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
I'm actually the one that never complains about heat because I love the heat. And you complain as soon as it gets too warm.
oh,
'cause
you
start
know where
sweating.
my complaints come from?
What?
Is if I'm not dressed
The eternal
appropriately.
pit of complaining?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
also
Being Hungarian?
yeah, also.
Yeah, I
that.
shouldn't have said that because there's
No,
probably people out there.
It's
that,
100%. Hungarians like finding things to complain
Mhm.
about. It's when I do not dress appropriately for the weather,
Right.
and it's like
And luckily, I always wear two coats for when you try and take mine.
no, but at the heat point.
The heat.
If I dress too warm, then that's the only time I complain about the heat.
No, you do complain about the sweat.
The sweat, yeah. But it's only usually in regards to if I am dressed inappropriately, like I'm too hot and it's my fault, then I get upset at myself. I would like to visit Canada. I know a family there. I'd like to visit also a small village in Alberta.
It's us.
We are a small
We're
village.
the family. And you know what? There better not be another family that you're talking about. Because that's not funny. We laid claim to Richard and Terry. You were our kin.
Yeah.
And we're not prone to sharing. What's interesting, though, is like Felix has grown up with hearing and listening to Richard. And I always forget, like, I just assume he comes with us for everything. And he wasn't in Illinois, Felix.
That's right.
So, like, that's weird. That's a weird thought.
Yeah, you're right. We do always just assume he's there.
You know what this drawing reminds me of?
What?
Sunsets.
Ooh,
Remember sunsets?
I do. I can't. I'm just like so excited. This is really the best time of year. Like the it's like the anticipation of the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I love
I don't agree with you. I think July is the best time of the year. But I understand what you're
know.
saying.
But then it's
I
like
appreciate.
halfway over.
There is that problem that by the time it's summer's halfway over. You're
Yeah.
correct about that.
Like right now, I'm primed. I'm like,
Right.
we're on death's door.
It really only gets better from here.
Yeah. Like could only get better from here. Every day a little longer, a little warmer. Oh, that's a beautiful painting.
Well, it's an opportunity for me to just play with the water.
Richard says it's okay to have two families.
No, it's not. We are your family. If you have another family, it's going to be a war. We will go find your other family and we'll say to them, you think Richard's yours, but we claim Richard as our kin.
Poor Richard and Terry. They're just.
What are our boundaries? You can
Loved
have
by-
friends, I
they're
guess.
loved by
We are your
everybody.
family. Okay, fine. I'm being weird. I take it all back.
He's just being funny.
Funny's not even the right word for what I'm doing.
Aw, he said you are family. You put up with us like family.
Me?
He puts up with us. Richard said thank you.
Okay. So I don't even know what I did here. It's kind of like an underwear ad, isn't it? I could easily overpaint this, but
Yeah, I like the subtlety of the grays that you used.
yeah. That was the wrong sound for your compliment. I take it back.
It was really funny.
Well, you know what made that painting so good? Is I essentially did it with my dirty paint water. That's why you like the quiet subtleties of that painting, is because all I did was use my dirty cup. Let's see what else I can paint with my dirty cup. Georgia commented and we missed it. Where did she comment?
Sorry?
Maybe.
Yes, I do give out extra candies.
Give out extra
won't
candy.
me. Maybe it was on the
He said, "You're
Instagram.
not being weird. You're funny."
Thank you. Van Gogh.
Ugh.
There we go. What is it?
Said dirty paint water. Loved it.
Now I'm gonna dirty paint water some more.
Yeah, I think you're really onto something.
Wouldn't it be crazy if I like just this tonight, after like hundreds of years of art history, was the first guy to dirty paint water my way into the art history books?
It would be really great.
Yeah, or kind of sad.
You'd be really mad.
Okay, I'm going to also stretch this out a bit and say it's not so much the dirty paint water, it's the high quality paper and the dirty paint water.
A good combo.
And maybe even my wild paintbrush.
That's a crazy combo.
How's that? It's like I'm practically done. You know what? It's so funny. I do these brush strokes down, and you're like whispering in my ear, you love me so much. And I know for a fact, this is why, like, when I have like high school kids in my class that don't want to paint, I'm like, do you know why you need to paint? And they're like, why? I'm like, do you see that picture on the wall? They're like, the picture of you? I go, no, the one right underneath it. They're like, oh, that one. I'm like, that's my wife. They're like, that's your wife? I'm like, yeah. Ask me again why you need to know how to paint. They're like, is that really your wife? Stammering. I'm gonna. I paint because my wife's way better looking than me. How cheesy would it be if I were to heat gun this? Is my heat gun in storage or is it here?
We only have a hair dryer.
Am I near a plug?
No. Yeah, you're near a plug.
Why'd you say no? Why'd you say no and then stop like
Because
that?
I was thinking maybe we do actually have your heat gun, but I think that's a little overkill for your next.
No, it's fine, but I'm just like
you
eager
want
to
your-
move on to the next step.
Here. Would you like tea as well?
Are you getting me all this stuff? You have to tell the people about how you hide things.
Well, this isn't really. It's just right by the bathroom.
Do you know why I don't style my hair with a hair dryer? 2 reasons.
We don't
The
have.
first one is because I don't style my hair.
We don't have a plug in the bathroom.
Do we have a plug nearby?
It right beside you, isn't it?
Oh, no, that won't work. What about over there?
This is-
All right, this is fun. This will be either a really good excuse to have a very short broadcast or
And it's like.
Boom.
good?
So good. Fast and loose, fast and loose.
Would you like tea?
Yes, please. Especially if it tastes like coffee.
Do you want coffee?
Yes, please.
I have a question.
Anything.
Did you drink the black truffle balsamic vinegar?
I did. Why? Is that not a thing?
No, it's like
Are you jealous?
you're just a wild and crazy guy.
It was awesome.
No, I believe it.
And there was just a shot left. And we quit drinking.
Yeah.
But I had an
It
experience with that.
wasn't judgmental. I was like very curious.
Yeah, I drank the vinegar and then I said we need to go to the Silk Road this weekend.
Oh, nice.
You know why?
You drank something.
Because we're out of vinegar and I want more. I want that to be my everyday thing. Wow. That's some high efficiency coffee making.
Oh, the Silk Road is a spice store in Calgary here.
Is it ever?
You did not misunderstand. That is one of our favorite stores in Calgary.
I wouldn't say it's cheap.
Yeah.
However,
I think we take like seasonal trips there.
well, but however, I was also going to say that because we don't drink
Yeah.
and gave up a number of other things, that the privilege of buying expensive spices
Yeah.
exists comfortably within our means. Like a few things, right? Like we take Kevin on road trips with us, and Kevin has a heart thing, and so we need to have a high quality we needed a high quality what are those things called? Food things?
Cooler?
Yeah, cooler. And so it's like a luxury to have a friend that you take on trips that you might need to reboot if his heart machine breaks, and need to buy the Yeti food cooler for the sake of your friend, right?
Yeah.
And it's a luxury that we can afford the Silk Road spices because we do so many other things so thoughtfully, which is mostly on your head. You do a lot of the work for that.
You're
Right.
the inspiration, though.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
the inspiration to eat
I'm
better.
the impetus. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Like we don't eat out, so we have the
we don't
money
eat out.
to
Right.
cook better.
And then the quitting drinking thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of those were my bad ideas. And then you carry the weight of it by doing all the great cooking.
It's a pretty decent weight to carry.
Yeah.
It's been pretty fun. Pretty much everything is like ginger, turmeric, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just like I start with all of that and then from there.
The Peruvian soup.
Which is very good for our like sickiness too. It's very
Right.
healthy.
Also, like this year was interesting because school was starting. Now, okay, like you might notice that if I need something, Jessie will offer to get it for me. But again, I'm trying to like explain that she hides things so that I can't function without her.
It's a ploy.
Sure.
Trump
But
ploy.
it also means I end up looking like Fred Flintstone sometimes. Right? And so you were saying at the beginning of the school year, you're like anxious about school starting. And I'm like, tell me what stresses you out the most. And you're like, food preparation, which is, again, my fault, but not something that I help with because you don't eat the food I cook. And that's probably not like you being picky so much as me just not really caring that much about food and not making it with the care that it should have.
Well, like
compared to like what you make, right?
it's just different, yeah.
Different is a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
But that said, when you said you were stressed out about the weight of the food prep burden coming up this spring, we had the thought that like, well, why are we even eating 3 meals a day anyways?
Yeah.
And so we skipped to 2 meals a day. And both of our lives got way better, I think.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, totally.
And that actually leads
Like
back
relaxing
to,
mornings and
well, I was more thinking like I'm way less hungry than I used to be. And there's money, like we save a couple $100 a month on.
that's nice. Read my hero.
Thank you. I should admit that I am loosely borrowing this one from Van Gogh. So I'm leaning heavily on the shoulders of the greatest giant ever. But we will 100% mail this to you. But yeah.
So yeah, it's like nice because you're such a great like problem solver too. It's like you have
Is this the last
ideas
one?
and you have problem solving skills. Pardon me.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
And I'll sign the piece. THEROUX 26. Let's go into the mail for you, my friend. Yeah, like also there has been some liberation from the giving a crap if the work turns out well. And that definitely really loosens the work up and it ends up turning out better.
Mm-hmm. What a nice thing. That is a nice life.
Yeah.
Oops. Schmoops. Schmoopsy. Okay, this is so Was that your last? Oh, you still have it.
What's that?
You still have a sheet.
Yeah, I still got the.
We maybe can go to the art supply store.
I don't know.
You okay? We saw some canvas paper
I'll try some different things.
and stuff.
Yeah, canvas paper sounds nice.
Start it.
What is it? What?
Look, my nail. It's getting on the fabric.
I don't carry the level of like, oh my god, that I should when you break nails, say.
No, it's for me. It's just like irritating because it gets stuck onto the fabric I'm touching all the time.
Like your socks
Yeah,
or bed.
anything.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not about the look. It's more about like
No, I didn't mean that.
the irritation.
It's just traumatic for you when you break nails. I'm like 9 left.
Right. It's like all I can think about until I sand them off.
Right, we're different that way too.
Yeah,
Right.
you'll be like, can you look at my toe? And there's like so many.
Well, that's different. Like sometimes if it's really bad, I will disassociate with that foot.
Oh,
But generally, if I break a nail, it's like, oh, that'll save me cutting it later.
that's true. That's just, again, just looking at it, things different.
Like, like I have 10 nails,
Yeah.
and if I break one of my nails is half completed.
Already cut.
It will half cut,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
would you say it takes about 3 cuts per nail?
Yes. Yeah.
I had a weird thought today.
Yeah.
I was thinking, John Walsh came to my school
Yeah.
and came by to see me.
Yeah.
John Walsh, sorry.
Yeah.
And he just comes to visit me because he knew my mom.
Yeah.
And they were friends. And then, but it is quite an honor because I'm a big fan of him. And I realized maybe I have a bit of like envy that he knew my mom better than me.
Oh.
And a lot of the people that worked with my mom probably knew my mom better than I did. And that's such a weird thing to sort of realize as an adult that I didn't really know my family that well. And then I had this other thought about my dad. We lived in Edmonton and we moved to Vancouver.
Right.
And I remember driving to Vancouver was like a family trip. Like I remember that part.
Yeah.
I remember like there was something I was supposed to do and I was going to miss it because my dad was coming home for Christmas. And my mom's like, oh, your dad's coming home, so we're not going to do that. And I was like, coming home from where? And my dad had been living in Calgary for like 6 months while we were living in Vancouver. But I just like, I didn't notice because like we didn't do stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I probably spent like 45 minutes thinking about how weird it was that I was in grade 3 and I wasn't used, even though my parents didn't divorce and it wasn't like a broken home. They just didn't like interact, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about how weird it was that my dad could be gone for 6 months and I didn't notice,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And I don't mean that like I was like a ignorant jerk kid that was only wrapped up in myself. It was just like, it wasn't part of my life that we did things together. Strangely enough, though, there was always like a missing spot when my Uncle John went somewhere, right? And he didn't, like none of the adults in my family interacted with kids. It was like we had our own table. There was a kids' table. where like we'd have hot dogs while they were eating steaks. And that was kind of the running gag that, you know, at what age do you get the good food? And but I just remember like thinking it was like weird that like I didn't even really know that I was supposed to, because you spent time with your family, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't even know you were supposed to spend time with your family. Like I wouldn't have known that it was weird that my dad had gone away, and I didn't notice that he was missing.
Well, that's the thing I think that we realize as adults is whatever you grew up with is the norm that you're used to.
Right.
And then these things like shake your understanding of what a norm is.
Like what
it's
other people do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you start having friends or when you start like going to other people's houses or.
Right. So how does that fit in? How did I recognize that it was not normal? Maybe from TV, right? Like I watched enough TV to think that families should do stuff together.
Yeah.
But there was no experience in my life where my family did things together.
Yeah.
Like I played frisbee with my with your uncle.
Right. Right.
But I've never played frisbee with my sister, my mom, or my dad. And I didn't play any board games with them either.
Right. And like my family's the opposite. It's like
I think like sometimes as as kids,
yeah,
there might have been times where my sister and I were in the same room watching a film.
Yeah.
But that would have had more to do with like we only had one TV.
Right.
And I must have spent some time with my sister when I was a kid because it was just a small house.
Yeah.
But like.
What's your age difference?
Like 18 months.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So you're pretty close. Age. Like I was like 5 years older than my sister and 7 years older than my brother. We still like
hung out. Things.
Yeah.
No. Like
I guess I was like kind of babysitting a lot. But
well, and I would like I'm not proud of this. I would play Barbies with my sister.
That's nice.
Yeah. So if she wanted company, I was there.
Yeah.
But like
oh yeah.
What?
Richard's on it.
What's that?
He said that piece reminds me of your son.
It is Felix in Banff, which is another place we should go. With us, not your Canadian family that you like. Us. We will take you to Banff exclusively. It's funny because we live in Calgary, and because we live in Calgary, we never go to Banff. Jess was actually anti-Banff because her family went to Radium, and Banff was for like the common folk.
No, it's because you had to pay for the park pass. It was
Right.
actually the opposite.
Okay, do you know that people pay for jets to come here from all around the world
To go to Banff. I know.
to go to Banff, and they're not worried about the park pass because they spend
That much money
$10,000 on
getting here.
airfare to get to Canada for the sole purpose of going to Banff.
The mountains. That's
And you're all like, I would never pay $10 to park my car.
when my dad like worked in the parks, like he often did get park passes.
Discounts?
But no, like he would often get park pass. I just remember not. I wonder if my parents always had park.
No,
Oh,
it's because you guys were anti-Banff because of Radium.
Yeah.
You had a cabin in Radium.
Yeah.
And Banff was for like common people.
Right.
Common people went to Banff. The proper people that knew how to live went to exclusively Radium. And there's a spot on the road where there's no Wi-Fi where you can die in the winter. That was your whole jam.
On the 93. It's terrifying.
Right.
It's interesting that I wonder if it's still like that.
What?
If there's still a stretch that's like.
No.
No, you don't think so?
There probably wasn't by the time we went either.
Oh, there was still that stretch.
Nah.
Yeah.
Bologna.
No, it's interesting. I think it's fascinating.
Also, the goat guy is gone.
Yeah. But I like that we're gonna go see the goats on the roof in Victoria.
We sure are. And my Uncle Reg.
Yeah.
Um, this poor kid really didn't want to be in my art class. And I'm often shocked at high school when they sign up for art if they don't want to be in art. And sometimes they'll even come in and say that they didn't want to be there. I'm like, what do you want me to do with you? Like, if you hate art, like, why are you here? Like, well, you have another option. I'm like, well, then maybe you should be a little more polite about the
Situation.
art. Yeah. And then so she dropped my class, and I was so relieved for her because she just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
It was like painful for her. I don't know why though. Like, did you ever drop a class and feel like it was like a personal, like, I will show him? Did you ever have that feeling?
No. The only class I ever dropped was
Because I was really pleased for her to be free of not having to do the art anymore.
It's so weird though. Like that's
Maybe even a little pleased for myself to not have to argue about it anymore.
Yeah, like in high school, it's like you need to like you can fail a class. You don't want to like fail a class just because you don't want to be there. But like I would say
art's a funny thing where I teach because there's a bit of a gap in between like where we live and where I work. It's like there's a rest of the world thing happening there where it's like they, I don't know, sort of feel like art might be like for weirdos, you know?
Oh, and we are the weirdos.
There's like a family values thing where they're like betraying all things small town by making artwork.
God, but those like wow, Richard was saying about like the handmade, it's like the people that lived off of the land made their own clothes, they did all these things, so they should value the handmade. But maybe
I
that's
don't know what to
an
say.
old, maybe they're separated from
grandparents?
that even. Do you think?
I don't know. I just don't know.
It's so crazy.
I also pass these funny people that want to separate from Canada on the way home from work.
Right.
They're lined up in their trucks when the weather's nice, and they want me to get petition signed. I actually had a thought about that, about the separatists, because there's nothing financially stable about trying to run your own country. And I was wondering, like, because Kevin has these thoughts too, like, why would you, if money was your goal, it's not going to work out that you have more money. But it occurred to me, and I'm slow, it occurred to me that the desperation to separate from Canada really has more to do with autonomy. And they don't care how much it costs, right? Like if you have to have like your like even just little things like trying to get your hands on clay, you know, like sure you can get clay from Alberta, the best clay in the world from Alberta, but then you'd be like importing the glazes, you know, like suddenly like just half your art supplies would be imported from
like Winnipeg,
another country.
Yeah, totally. There's a great place for glazes in Winnipeg.
Paying tariffs on just pencils.
We may even get to see Winnipeg this summer.
You're dropping Felix off.
Yeah. What a trip.
There's a lot to our camera life where it's like you can only take pictures of 8th Avenue so many times before you've got to get in the car and go somewhere else, you know?
Oh, Richard had a good question.
What was it?
How do you grade the students' art? Me not being a teacher. That was something we worked out over like 10 years, eh? Like
okay, so
that's a great question. Great question, Richard.
Right. Okay, so like the safeguards are I have the kids grade themselves along with writing a reflection.
Yeah.
So that's the safeguard. And the reason I say safeguard is you might have a kid that thinks that they did work that represents 100%. And maybe they did virtually nothing. My experience is they're almost always much harder on themselves than you would be on them. So the safeguard is you have them write a reflection and talk about what they did, right?
What they learned, like you're
Right.
saying.
But also you have the opportunity to keep an eye on what they think they earned. Because if those things don't line up, you have to rethink what you're doing or give them a chance to convince you, right? Like, show me, oh, you won a 93. Just show me what I'm missing.
Yeah.
Because I know what a 93 looks like, and right now I don't think you have it.
Yeah.
So like the safeguard is a big thing. But the other thing, and this was actually something that really made my life easier, is I split the curriculum into all the components. There's around 200 things I need to teach them. So I don't grade the kids at all on their artworks. You don't give me a painting and I don't give you a 67.5 on your painting.
Yeah.
I split all the categories across the line, and I can give you a 9 out of 10 for risk taking if you're great at taking risks.
Mm-hmm.
And I give you a 7 out of 10 to indicate that you could do better at visual storytelling or
like whatever the curriculum says,
yeah.
like line work, surface quality.
Right. So those grades are no longer criticisms or judgments. They're me using, like, basically hot or not, right? Is a really cross way to discuss that, but like basically I'm giving you a scale of 1 to 10, right? Something just as simple as 10 out of 10 is perfect, and 7 out of 10 could use some work. 6 out of 10 is not that great. And basically I'm breaking it down to the outcomes that you need to improve in. And so I'll give out a few 6s, not as a punishment or as a judgment, but as an indication of where could you grow.
Yeah.
And that's way easier because I'll explain it to them that way. As I also tell them, each kid, I said, listen, there are adults in this building that won't make art. So if you take any kind of risk, I'm going to give you 400%.
Yeah.
The computer won't take a 400%, and the school board will come and check on me if every kid gets 400%. But know that if you're in my class, you deserve 400%.
Right.
And then from there, and the kids are really like good at understanding. If you're not good at drawing, right, then your observation skills would probably be like a 6 or a 7, right?
Right.
If you're if you don't write reflections, it's really easy to give you a 6 out of 10 on your reflections just for having something written down.
Yeah.
There are reflections that are like your best reflections are all 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s, and then you get somebody who writes a reflection that's 300 times better than the next best reflection, and you're not going to go and reduce everybody else's grade because one kid excelled so well. But that's the other problem, is you might have a kid that's like doing exactly what they need to do by making a paper airplane, and the next kid over in the same amount of time makes a working helicopter that can transport you to Illinois and back, right? So it's like sometimes they knock it so far out of the park you can't reflect how great their work is. You just have conversations about how those grades are not authentic, but they're benchmarks to allow space to indicate what things they can work on in the future.
Yeah.
And that also that they're not consistent, right? So like if I'm working with you, I'm going to get, like, if you were in my class, you get all 10s, right? Compared to the kids, right? But if I'm working with you to give you an idea where you can grow, then maybe in your case, I would grade you higher on risk taking than I would grade you on observational accuracy.
That's what I was going to say, is like it's based on the individual at that point too.
And it's a sliding scale that's meant to give a reflection of like where to move, and what to put your energies into if you want to improve.
Like I honestly am very proud of how we grade. I was talking like even at like the open house, I was talking to the grade 7, like 6s coming into 7 next year.
Yeah.
And some of the parents, like they're from all over the place. They're asking about that. I was like really impressed that they're asking about that.
Yeah.
And then to talk about it, they're like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, yeah, like it's the only thing that makes sense. Like, I'm not gonna like to.
I'm not going to give you a 67.3 on your painting.
Yeah, like who am I? Because like we've been bucking against the system,
Right.
like that system.
Do you grade the exact same way I do?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have the
Did you
curriculum
used to
and
do it slightly different?
I for a while had projects, but then I felt awful because I'd be like, I want it. It started because I wanted to give the kids that feedback because they were like asking for it.
Mhm.
But now I'm just like a lot more confident to like, no, this is really important for you to understand like the bigger ideas here. It's not
Right.
about giving
And then
them what they
with the
want.
projects, it often becomes like them following instructions.
And an extrinsic. That's the thing is like, that's the conversations you end up having too with the kids that like they will take courses outside of school and do these really like very intricate pieces in these courses, and they show me all the work they do in these courses, but they're not doing the work in school. I'm like, you got like, this is like really, this curriculum dictates that you have to figure out what's your preferences and you have to start making the problems to solve. Like, and I like that about it. It's not about me giving you the project all the time. It's about me giving you the material and the techniques. And so it takes away that safety net of like just following the instructions and doing what is asked.
Yeah.
And it's scarier as a teacher and it's scarier as a student. But I've realized there's kind of like a growth pattern where it's uncomfortable, but then all of a sudden when they hit their stride, it is the most beautiful thing.
Yeah. And you can call them out on it sometimes too. You're like, I know you probably have mastered doing what you're told and then having visiting time.
Yeah.
But here you're going to have to like figure out what you want to do.
And just work all the time.
That's your voice. Yeah.
Yeah. And like to have 45 minutes, that's what I'd never understand. Like to have 45 minutes to sit and render something, like why is there a struggle there at all? Like to just sit and observe life?
I don't have a struggle.
No, there's a struggle. Like with I think the younger kids, because they're not used to sitting and looking.
Right.
But like the more you practice, like I'm gonna get all the bones out. The next thing I want to do is like get all the bones and do like like still lifes.
Yeah.
And
for me, it's either like the kids don't struggle with the work; they sometimes struggle with persona of art.
Oh.
Right. Like I said, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Where they feel like they're giving into. It's almost like they associate art with being a liberal, you know?
Yeah.
And they
right.
They would, you know.
And to identify with Mr. Teru is scary.
Sure, that's fair. I try not to let them know I'm a liberal, but I'm sure it shows.
No, but Mr. Teru, like not even
but
politics,
also like
but it's interesting.
Even the kids that listen to hip hop and are kind of funky and you know, wear the baggy pants and stuff.
Yeah.
At my school. I was just curious, like, you know, did you guys watch Bad Bunny or Big what was his name?
Yeah.
Bad Bunny or Kid Rock? And there's no appreciation for Bad Bunny at my school. It's all Kid Rock. And like even the hip hop kids are like no, Bad Bunny's evil. And you're like, well,
yeah, that's it.
Thank you for accepting me.
Yeah.
In all my weirdness.
And that's a nice thing. And they're kids and you get to teach them art. That's it.
We all like Johnny Cash.
There you go. Johnny Cash.
But I can't say I know much about Bad Bunny. I just really don't like Kid Rock.
Also, they're metaphors.
Right, for like what's going on and not being part of what's going on. And
like actively fighting what's going on.
Right. Well, like I said about the separatists, right? They're not, you know, it's hard to get my friends that are maybe on the fiscally reasonable side, they're trying to understand the logic of wanting to separate. There's like no logic. It's just anger.
It's just.
It's like they'll burn it all down to start over fresh.
Well, maybe as teachers, we're able to see that easier because we see it in the kids all the time. They will burn their shit down before.
Yeah, you know, I thought of the best reference to it today, and I haven't even spoke this out loud yet.
Oh.
It's a fox that's willing to cut their own foot off, chew their own
Right.
foot off to get out of the trap.
Totally.
And that's actually kind of where I came to the conclusion. This isn't about making more money or making a better deal, or it's not about transfer payments. It's about being at that point where you're ready to cut your own foot off to get away.
Yeah.
Do you like my scary lizard man?
Yeah, it reminded me of Egyptian god with a crocodile head. Ra. Bastard. Gosh, this is such lovely fabric. So nice to work
We are in some water restrictions because they have to rebuild the infrastructure of our city. And so I don't mind taking like shorter showers, or I sort of feel like sometimes they say that baths are more wasteful than showers, but I can actually have like a half bath or like a quarter bath where it's like not really committing to very much water at all, just a little bit of drizzle at the bottom of the tub. So I don't mind leaving like lots of stuff in the toilet, and what do you call it? Flushing when things get dire. But we will need to use some water to continue shooting and developing photos. I'm
Well,
really
we
only
also-
willing to.
Like, we live in an apartment building, so like we have a laundromat downstairs. So like,
We should be cognizant of using less laundry, and
oh yeah, I'm saying like we use like
it'll be cool to go to school stinking this month. Like that'll be the thing. Like if you don't stink,
like, oh man, you're really preserving water.
not doing your part if you don't stink.
Right.
Just like that.
Yeah, so there's like a huge water main break in our city, and the infrastructure is just like, it's like all crumbling essentially. They didn't take the time to keep it up.
Okay, can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of repeating the news stories, right? I don't think it's at all a matter of that they didn't take the time to keep it up. I'm going to tell you what I think it is.
Okay.
Kids have this very, very, very short-sighted view of the world.
Yeah.
And adults aren't any better.
True.
Right?
True.
So when you're an elected official, you are under pressure to keep the people happy, which is a problem because,
Right.
you know,
No one wants to be the mayor to say.
well, the mayor knows that there's 50 things that are going to collapse.
Yeah.
And they know that we can't fix all the things.
Yeah.
And they know it's impossible to keep up with all the things that could collapse.
Yeah.
So they are 100% looking at 10 big problems and saying,
Right.
we're going to fix whichever one gives the first.
Right.
And then be like, who, me? I didn't know that was going to blow up. It's like, yeah, you bloody well did. But like, I appreciate why you would have had to wait for it to collapse before you could fix it.
Right.
So in every case, they could probably have put the money in and fixed the water before it became a problem. But they can't because people won't support them spending
Until
a penny on taxes until you're in a desperate situation. It's the same thing with the firefighting, right? Like we just invested a bunch of $1 billion in the military. At the same time, Alberta is
prepping for fire
prepping
season.
5 firefighting water bombers, when in reality we probably need 30 firefighting water bombers. And I personally think we should have 50.
Yeah.
I think we should have 20 more water bombers than we need, and that should be our contribution to the UN. Is that we're the province that has some firefighting water bombers that can send water bombers to Australia in the winter and California in the spring and fight our own fires here in the summer. And that should be what we do. That should be our specialty. But we always do everything mid and half.
And after.
Yeah, and when it's too late, and it's never. There's nothing in politics or government that happens before it's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's 100% got to do with the elections, right? Like nobody's going to
Right.
elect somebody that did. You know what? If they'd taken the money they should have and put it into improving the situation of the city, that politician would have been disengaged from their job immediately, because you can't appreciate money being wasted on water main breaks until you have a water main break, right? Like there's no, it's not just that it's not thoughtful. It's they know they're not going to fix it until it's already being a big enough problem that it's worth the, I feel actually, and I'm not like one of those anti-vaxxers, but I do feel like a lot of COVID was on that path too, that like here's some things we could do to avoid problems, but we're really going to wait until until the public can understand and accept the gravity of the situation. They're going to have to let this many people explode in front of you before they start doing. And still, there's these people like, wasn't Nenchi that guy that made us wear masks and locked us out of work? It's like, well, no, I think that was Jason Kenney at the time, but I get what you're saying, and it still wasn't a bad. It wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
So like, there's no pacifying.
That's right.
And it's literally the stupidest people out there that you have to pacify all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that online.
They like to make new things and not maintain. That's another part too, is like the construction to make new things is also,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of money going into new buildings when the teachers are dying and bleeding out the eyes.
Yeah. For sure.
Because you can put money into new buildings, and then the places that sell materials for new buildings are booming, and the builders are booming, and the builders' families are booming, so they have more kids, and the schools are there ready for when the kids are born and enrolled in school, but the teachers are bleeding out the eye sockets, and it's all just a big funny.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, these are all postcard size, so I can put stamps on those babies.
Love that. How long do you want to go to?
10 more minutes. It's nice having Richard here.
It is really nice.
And Terry.
Yeah. It's been really nice to have like more of a conversation.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
What is?
Oh, look at Kelly.
Where's Kelly?
Oh, that's Kelly's bear. Look at. I just saw that face. Very nice, Kelly. Yeah, Richard, he was saying too, I don't understand why they want to separate. They don't seem to fully understand. They do not. It's like Richard was saying, it's not that they want anything. It's like that they don't want something.
It's reactionary.
Yeah. Everything's reactionary.
And there is so much conditioning. Like, so much of what your grandpa and your dad said.
Yeah. That's the other thing too, is like, I think that's kind of helped me put a bubble around myself at school as well, is like, you really do start seeing like the rhetoric of like the dinner table come in, and then it's like, oh, this isn't the kids. Like I used to really get, I think just as a younger teacher, like, you know, like you hear these things like no, and you want to fight that good fight, but you were the one that said like that's not our fight in there. Our fight is like kindness and making sure they feel safe, and
Yeah.
the
well,
other fight is
just because we're right and we know everything doesn't mean that we're right and we know everything, right?
Yeah,
Like you would know in your heart that we're right about everything, but
right.
I was talking to this one kid this year, and I said something about fossil fuels, and he corrected me. He's like, fossil fuels were invented by Rockefeller. And I was like, I actually read something about that, but I, thought it was just paranoid. And I asked him to check his sources, but then I went home and I checked the sources, and lo and behold, turns out that Rockefeller invented this thought about dinosaurs being the fossil fuels. Now, it's fossilized plankton, fossilized algae, and plant life that the oil comes from. So, fossil is the right word, but it's the oil and gas that we live off doesn't really come from dinosaurs' bones, right?
Yeah.
And but it was interesting because I'd gone my whole life and hadn't gotten around to asking that question, right? Or, I was teaching my kids today. I asked them to look at power plants, and I showed them a generator where you plug the generator into the wall, and then electricity goes through the wall. It's connected to a coil, and the coil's balanced by two magnets. And when the electricity goes through the coil, the polarity shifts and it spins basically the turbine. We call it a turbine today in class, but normally you just think of it as a spinning thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the purpose of this? They're like, I don't know, maybe it could be a fan. I'm like, yeah, but really it's just for demonstrating how electricity works. They're like, okay. But I go, but if you did it backwards, they're like, what? I'm like, so like if you had a way to spin a turbine and then the turbine was attached to a magnet and the magnet's attached to a coil, and when you do it backwards, electricity pumps it into the wall rather than coming out of the wall. They're like, oh my God. So we figured out that like wind power is the same process, that the turbine's attached to a coil, and the coil's offset by two magnets.
Yeah.
And then when the wind forces that turbine to turn, it creates electricity through the forced mechanism of the magnet being pushed past the coil, right? Well, interestingly enough, do you know how coal works?
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I just
So the coal heats up water. The water creates steam, and that steam pushes a turbine and forces the.
Oh,
You know how nuclear works?
no.
The nuclear heats up water, and the water creates steam, and the steam pushes a turbine. Do you know how hydro works?
Water pushes a turbine?
Water pushes a turbine, right?
That's a lot more
in fairness,
direct.
well, wind is the most direct, right? Coal and nuclear are basically creating your own wind to turn a turbine.
Right.
And then solar power kind of works differently. Solar's probably the anomaly. It's a little more like
there's no turbine.
Solar power is a little bit more like photosynthesis, right? Then it's like a turbine. But it's interesting that Trump hates windmills so much, because all the coal plants are fake windmills where you generate your own wind.
That's funny.
That's kind of what he is too, though.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to bed. It's not true. We're gonna watch the Towering Inferno, but we're gonna log off soon.
Nice seeing you, Kelly. Really nice talking to you, Richard and Terry.
Let's pop Kelly up. Good night, Kelly. Good night, Rich. Are you gonna sing to us?
First, I don't really have a voice yet.
Do you know the song to the Polka Dot Door? The Polkaroo song? Imagine, imagine, you can imagine Pokeroo flying around. I don't know if I made that up, actually. I could be wrong
Okay,
about that.
that's my research for next week.
Okay.
Pokeroo.
Did you watch the Polka Dot Door?
I did, yeah. I did.
Richard, did you ever watch the Polka Dot Door? I think Polka Dot Door might have been Canadian. You never seen Zoom?
No, I saw Midnight Special.
What's that?
It was like a department store and all the mannequins came alive.
Was it a kid show?
Yeah. It was Canadian.
Harriet's Magic Hats?
I never saw that.
I watched it a lot when I was sick.
Yeah, Richard didn't see Pokeroo.
Tupi and Binu?
When I was older. Yeah. We love you guys. Have a great night. We love you. We love you.